All my life, I have wanted to be rich. Seriously, I am not even kidding. Ever since I came out of the womb as a tiny little baby, I have made it my life's mission to make as much money as I possibly can, buy a Lamborghini, and then take the rest of it with me to my grave. And one amazing way I have been working towards becoming the future richest man in the graveyard is by investing in the complicated world of stocks. As risky and crazy as this industry may sound, studies show that if you invest just $500 per month from age 18 to age 65, you will have a nest egg of $3.1 million. Meaning after buying yourself a $200,000 Lamborghini, that leaves you about $2.9 million to flex on all of the people in your life who ever doubted you on your path to success. So with that being said, in this video, I am going to be going over how much money I have made at the age of 17 years old investing in the stock market so far, and I am also going to be going over how you can go about building a stock market portfolio at a young age to be set up for extreme financial prosperity in the future. Getting right into things, in April of 2018, at the age of 15 years old, I opened my first ever custodial brokerage account with Fidelity to start investing in the stock market. During this period, I was making about $1,000 every single month from my iPhone reselling business, and I also had just started this YouTube channel, The Financial Wolf, which at the time had 0 subscribers and 0 videos on it. When I opened my first stock market account with the help of my dad, since I was under the age of 18 years old, I deposited a cool $400 into it, and I bought this stock by the name of Cirrus Logic, or as YouTube legend Financial Education likes to call it,
Cruisy doozy, Cirrus Logic.
In all honesty, at the time I bought this stock, I was super into watching this series on YouTube called Stocks I Am Buying Now. And when I saw this YouTuber Financial Education talking about this company Cirrus Logic, I put money into the stock blindly, doing absolutely no research whatsoever at $36 per share. Long story short, I ended up getting super lucky on that company, as 2 years later, on December 27th, 2019, I sold my entire position in the company at an average cost of $83 per share to secure a profit of $470. After buying my first stock in April of 2018, I continued to invest money in my stock market account relatively regularly, and by the end of the year, I had invested in 3 more companies. The first one was Facebook, the next was FedEx, and finally, I also bought a little bit of Tesla stock. Starting things off, Facebook was the first company I invested in, where I really understood what I was getting into. At the time, the company was taking massive losses due to this whole scenario known as the Cambridge Analytica scandal. I saw this as a great opportunity to buy into Facebook, so I bought 3 shares of stock at an average cost of $162.05 per share. Now, fast forward just 2 years later after this incident, Facebook stock is up over 60%, and my gains on the company are $278.09. Moving on, my investment in FedEx Corporation was definitely not as successful as my investments in Cirrus Logic and Facebook stock. I bought into the company back in September of 2018, and at the time it was trading for $255 per share. Pretty much right after I bought into FedEx stock, it had a massive 60% dip that took place over the next 18 months, and the root cause of all of this was the trade war between the United States and
China.
And because our 2 countries were unable to close a proper trade deal, FedEx took massive losses, and so did I as a minority owner in the company. On the bright side, however, I was able to scoop up another share of FedEx as it was crashing, bringing my average cost down to $213 per share, and since then, FedEx stock has rallied massively from its lows. I just recently sold both of my shares in FedEx once the position went back into the positive on my account, and I secured a very slim $17.82 profit. As many of you know, Tesla is a stock that has gone absolutely absolutely insane over the past couple of years. It went from being one of the most hated stocks in the world, with Elon Musk smoking weed on the Joe Rogan podcast, to being one of the most elaborate pyramid scheme stocks the world has ever seen that doesn't seem to stop going up. I initially bought into the company at $303.62 per share, and over the next 2 years, Tesla rose to over $2,000 per share, split 5-1, and it became a profitable company. During this time, Elon Musk also passed Warren Buffett and Mark Zuckerberg to become the third richest person in the entire world, and also the widely loved and widely hated Tesla Cybertruck was introduced.
Oh my God. Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
Unfortunately, however, I sold Tesla stock way too early to see all of this financial benefit at only $781.23 per share for a profit of $477.61 since I only bought one share of Tesla. 2019 and 2020 were more great years for my stock market investing journey. I began making more money with my businesses than I have ever made in the past, and my income went from just $1,000 per month to $5,000 per month thanks to massive growth in my YouTube channel, and also thanks to me learning about new business models such as Shopify dropshipping and reselling sneakers. In this year-long period, I was able to grow my stock market accounts to over $8,400 between both my Roth IRA and custodial brokerage accounts, thanks to consistent contributions to each of the accounts and also from previous stock gains. Between 2019 and 2020, I ended up purchasing stock in 4 additional companies, along with a fund by the name of VOO. Starting things off with VOO, it is an S&P 500 index fund, or fund that follows exactly what the 500 largest companies in the United States are doing, also known as how they're performing. I ended up buying VOO at an average cost of $224.33 back in March of 2020 when the entire economy was being shut down to prevent the spread of COVID-19. As the stock market had a massive dip between March and April of 2020, I went on a big time buying spree. Some of those buys were extremely successful, while others were definitely not. First, I bought into the stock by the name of Disney for an average cost of $99.67 per share, so I'm currently up about $137.70 on that position. After buying into Disney, I bought some Dave & Buster's stock for no other reason than the stock was down a lot, and I couldn't imagine a great company such as Dave & Buster's ever going out of business. I bought into the stock at an average cost of $15.93 per share, and it is currently sitting at $16.62 per share, so I'm up a sweet $34.50 on Dave & Buster's. The third company I bought into is definitely one I regret putting so much money into, and that is the cruise line stock by the name of Carnival. When I first bought into this company, it was tanking massively due to the whole coronavirus shutdowns, but because so many YouTubers were talking about how this company has massive potential, I thought, you know what, let me invest $1,700 into CCL stock without doing any research whatsoever, and let's just see what happens. So I bought into the company at an average cost of $37.39 per share, and boom, here we are a couple months later, the stock is down 60%, and I've lost myself a fat $1,034.09. Buying into this company was definitely a major L for me, as I put a bunch of money into a stock just because people on YouTube said it was a good idea. To make matters even worse, I even sold all $1,400 worth of my Uber stock for a $140 profit just to get the money to buy a large sum of CCL. I know, guys, I'm a genius, and you should definitely follow my financial advice. Anyways, as for what I'm going to do next with all of my CCL shares, well, I'm gonna hold for now until the company either goes bankrupt or it recovers and I make a bunch of money in profit. Overall, all of these stocks I have both bought and sold in the past 2 years of investing in the stock market have put me $844.99 in the green, despite my $1,000 loss on Carnival Cruise Line. If you guys enjoyed this YouTube video and want to know how I recommend making money as a teenager to invest in the stock market, please be sure to check this video out right here, and I will see you guys there.